Hello, everybody. Welcome to David's Kitchen. I'm David, and this is my kitchen. We've got food ready to go. Affordable dining, something that I've been conjuring up over the past few weeks. We've had people suggest hash would be good. So we've got a corned beef hash dish that requires some basic ingredients. We've got a hamjita dish that I'm going to show you how to make right out of the freezer. Yeah, this is not hash as in, this is corned beef hash. We're not going to be cooking any kind of a cannabis product today. In fact, I've never made cannabis products. All right. Now there's more problems with Chipotle. Sick workers at LA restaurant, public health department is investigating. Chipotle's been dealing with a kind of a negative cycle. Well, I use frozen peas all the time, and I use frozen, I'll show you. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the hamjitas. I make these things on a pretty regular basis. I get these organic products from Trader Joe's, and these things are amazing. There's like $2 for a whole lot of them. There must be about 10. So technically they're only about 20 cents a piece. Anyway, they're organic, wheat and corn combined, and I'm going to do is take 2 of them out. Here's 1 and 2. This one's got a little blemish on the top side, but that'll still work. Okay. This goes right back in the freezer. I zip it up and get the air out of it, if I can, for the most part. Because oxygen is what breaks things down in the freezer. And this way you could put things in the freezer, for the most part, or things that last in the refrigerator and draw from them as you go. So, right back in the freezer for next time. Hey! Do not touch your toaster with a metal fork or a knife or any implement. You could be really in danger, so be careful. Sometimes you have to push your finger down in there. That's dangerous. So if you have a basic onion like this is an organic onion I picked up for 20 cents. I'm at 60 cents. Then I've allotted another 20 cents for 2 pieces of ham. And I get this bulk ham. You can buy these on sale anywhere. And the nice thing about ham is if you see it on sale, grab it, because it's probably reaching its expiration. This is I purchased at Costco, but you can get these for as low as $2. I've seen them for as low as $1.50 for bag for entire things of ham. So I'm going to pull 2 slices of ham out of this. And then I'm going to take 2 slices of cheese. Now, you can use any cheese. I happen to have really good cheddar here. I got this for $1.50 a package. So normally it's $5 a package. So yeah, and your solution is a lot easier because right now you just go, Mom, make me something. Right. But when you get older, no, it's not expired ham. That's fresh from Costco. But you can buy expired ham. It doesn't, believe me, there's enough nitrate in ham to last beyond the expiration date. Anyway, this is pretty good cheese. I tried it before. It's medium cheddar. So this dinner takes 2 slices of cheddar. So another 20 cents each for those. So I think we're up to $1. You know. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is grill the onions. You get my handy, trusty breadboard. And this is a requirement. You got to buy one of these. If you do any cooking at all, you can take this to the highway with you. Road trip, it'd be perfect. A little cutting board made out of bamboo or wood or something quality is all you need. Okay, so let's take a look here at the setup. I'm going to put this forward. And we are recording this. We'll be uploading it later tonight. This was the show I didn't have a copy of last week because our XSplit program was uploading and it crashed. So I'm not doing any upgrades on XSplit for this particular Windows 8 program. So, watching tonight, really, Tillensburg, Ontario ladies cooking. All 36 ladies. Hello, welcome. Yeah, I'm David, and this is my simple kitchen, but I love the idea that I have a simple kitchen. Okay, let's start with heating the pan right here to a level, we'll start at level 3 on the microwave or on the electric range. That's the front burner. Actually, I'm going to go for the back burner and take it up to level 3. There we go. Front burner is a little too close to the front there. Okay, so we're cooking over here. And since I preheated the pan a little bit on the front burner, I'm going to throw 3 tablespoons or 2 tablespoons of olive oil inside. Use extra virgin olive oil and try to get high quality. This happens to be one of the best I picked up for $3.50 a container. I couldn't get over it. It's amazing. Hamjitas from Italy. Some of the best from Rome. Okay, we'll get this onion cut up. I'm only going to use a half an onion for this portion of the dinner. I'm actually going to bring in another onion. But I'm going to have 1.5 onions in my hash. But for now, we're just going to make a quick, show you how to do this. Do a basic cut. Super simple. I'm not going to throw it in there yet. I'm getting the pan hot. But I am going to go up in my spice rack up here and pick up my Italian seasoning, or Finney's herbs. Fine's herbs to some. I used to call it Finney's. My mother called it Finney's, but it's probably Fine's herbs. Anyway, we throw a little bit of that on the olive oil just to start. No more than a 1/4 teaspoon on the base of the pan. And then take your panini, or excuse me, your tortilla, and just kind of brush it around the side so it hits the whole base, and just let it set right there like that. On level 3, I'm going to let that sit and just kind of cook the one side. It's going to light cook. It doesn't have to be, just kind of warmed up, because that's going to be the inside of my dish. Don't rub it around because it'll soak up too much oil. Yeah, that's going to be the hamjita. Now, the idea is to get the one sides of the things done first, take them out of the pan, then throw your onions in. I'm going to take my blue willow plate here. This is called blue willow. It dates back to China. And I believe its roots are even earlier. But the pattern is unique, and it has it's been repeated throughout history, blue willow. It's from China. This happens to be made in England, I believe. Yes, made in England by the Johnson brothers. But it's a classic dress fine ware. This is what we use for our fine meals. So consider this $1 dish a fine meal for 2. Yes. Okay, that's ready to pull off. How quickly that was. It's just lightly covering the other side. I'm going to cook the other side. And you can brush these against each other. I just nested that one on top of the other one, so the oil kind of goes back and forth. I'm just heating up one side. That'll be the inside of the corn flour tortilla, organic, non GMO. It's called transferware, and the pattern is blue willow. Oh, okay, thank you. You know more about it than I do. And here I thought I was an expert on it. Wow, we learned something. Time for ATPs in. Okay. Nice to see you're in. Time for ATP. We are not watching our C-Box right now, but we have that available for anybody to contact us at America's Third Party anytime, any day. No, I've not received anything from China or Russia. It's chow time, and Scissorfight suggested that we make the corned beef hash. Let me tell you a little bit about the ingredients that are going into the hash tonight. Corned beef hash. I priced this out today at $4.29 at Safeway. I got this incredible green pepper at Safeway for $1. So we're at $5.29. And I'm going to add some very affordable ingredients, another onion, and potatoes. Let me show you the potatoes I got. I picked up these little potatoes. I got a full 5 pounds for, or 3 pounds for $2. And they are organic. Yeah, grown, found family-owned organic farm. It says right there, organic farm. See that? I love white or yellow potatoes, Yukon's potatoes. The garlic I'm going to be putting in is fantastic. If you want to add garlic, you can certainly start with that. Got a nice bulb of garlic. I'll prep that for our corned beef hash. That's highly important. I decided that green pepper was essential. I love garlic and turmeric, yes. I found that green pepper was essential in making this hash. So you have to have some coloring in the hash, unless you want to make like a red flannel hash and that's got beets in it. That's a little bit more expensive, actually. Yeah. And I'm not going to do onions because, you know, Sarah won't eat onions. Excuse me, I won't do eggs. Sarah will not eat eggs in this dish, and I want her to be able to eat this dinner. But if you really want to stretch the protein out, no, there's no cannabis in this at all, Chad. Sorry. It's regular corned beef hash. You know, nobody gave me an apron yet for the year, so I'm waiting for Christmas. All right, so we've got everything we need, all our ingredients. I'm going to lift that off the stove. Okay, essentially, we have our two sides that are on the underside facing up on the plate here. We're getting to that in a second. I'm going to throw the onions in on the grill right now, press them down. And cover it up, and I'm going to turn it up to level 6. Let's get those onions cooking, because those are going to be grilled onions when I put the Hamjitas together. I cook like your dad? Well, that's nice. I agree. I personally, I've talked to people who felt that eggs were really bad for you. And then the whole country kind of changed its opinion when they realized that eggs actually have the good type of cholesterol. But I still limit my egg intake to 4 or 5 a week at the most. And they recommend keeping your egg intake down. I don't care personally. I think it's probably a safe protein. Yeah. Well, I don't mind talking about issues in our cooking show, but I obviously want to talk about cooking. Now, these potatoes are going to take a little extra long to cook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep them in boiling water. So just take some boiling water here, fill it up with my filter water here. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit. Okay, that's good. Turning this around. We're just going to put that on the front burner over the side here and kick it up to level 5, level 6. So I'm going to get an infusion of water on my potatoes to get them going. I'm going to pre-cut them in half or quarters, depending on how big your potato is. These are small potatoes, so I'm just going to throw a bunch in the sink here. Rinse them off. There we go. Put them on the cutting board. If they're really small, you can just cut them in half. If they're big, you can quarter them. I'm going to quarter these. The nice thing about yellow potatoes, they're like red potatoes. You can cook in the skin. You don't have to peel them. That's my favorite part about this dish. You do not have to peel the potato skin. Give them all a little cut so that the cooking works a little faster. And you might want to salt your water. Make that temperature up pretty fast. Okay, my onions are almost done, believe it or not. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to set them off to the side. They're just slightly glazed. Get a closer look here. So they're just slightly glazed. It's just the perfect amount of onions for 2 Hamjitas. Okay, I'm going to throw the Actually, I'm going to throw a little more oil in. You may need a little bit more oil. And I use an atomizer sometimes to kind of spread the oil out. These are great for saving on oil and calories. Okay, I'm going to throw the throw the corn tortillas back in one at a time. I'm going to put one in on the oil, and I'm going to scoot some of those onions on top of the surface. The others can stay underneath. Okay. Now that the oily side is up, facing the unoily side is down, facing the oil in the pan. So now I'm going to put a piece of cheese on there, and then a piece of ham on top of that. And I use a product called Cholula, or excuse me, chimichurri. Cholula is a type of hot sauce. You could use that or chimichurri. If you have a little hot sauce, you might want to spread a little bit around. And what I do is I take a spoon and put a little bit on the edge of a spoon. And what you want to do is take a little bit of that, whatever it is, hot sauce, and just spread it around the edge of your hamjita. Okay. I'm turning the temperature down to 3, and I'm covering it up. Okay, let that cook for about maybe 3 minutes. All right. They say that kids learn better after the age of 10, or after 10 o'clock in the morning. They have a better learning capacity. So we're wondering why the schools are starting so early, you know. Why don't we consider starting school and class at 10 o'clock? You think we could do that? I'm not on the Food Network, no. But I actually think that a 4-day work week and a 4-day school week is in order for America. I have never dumpster dived. No, never. Okay, we're going to flip that over in about 1 more minute. Right now, the cheese is melting across the base of that hamjita, and then the ham is cooking on the other side, just through the whole experience. You can also put a few more herbs on there, like onion powder, garlic powder, if you want. Okay, we're going to flip it over. There it is. Okay. One is done. I'm going to swap it out with the other one. Put a little more oil down. Pull it right out, set it on the plate. The pre-cooked oily surface is on one side. I'm going to make sure those onions that I have remaining go into the center. Okay. Going down on the pan, we're going to do the same thing with the cheese down first, the ham on top, and then a spoon of chimichurri sauce right on top of there. Okay, I got my boil going. It's just for flavoring. I cover this one up while the cheese melts. I got my boiling happening. I'm going to put my potatoes in my quick boil over here. And that's a sort of a steamer. So we're steaming the potatoes. And for added flavor, you can throw a little Italian seasoning in the steam water. Just Just a shake of Italian seasoning in the steam water. All right. How's everybody doing? You just refreshed? Great. Cool. All right. Well, let's get this this other fajita out there on the plate for you to look at. When it's hot, it's easy to cut. So I'm going to cut the fajita in half right now. Excuse me, the hamjita. There's basically one meal for one person. Grilled, organic, corn flour tortilla with ham and cheese and onion inside. Makes for a really nice little meal if you're in a hurry, or you just want to, deal with those munchies that keep coming on every time you smoke a bowl. Yeah, and it's super fast. You see how quick that was? That's done. Okay, we're gonna lift this up here. Roll it over in the pan. Sometimes it doesn't quite get the kind of garnish, or they're kind of varnished on the outside surface, so you could actually throw a little more oil on it and then flip it right over. There we go. I'm turning that burner off for now. Then I'm going to start prepping my garlic for the dinner of hash. So I'm pre-cooking these potatoes to save time and to make this hash work real quick. The light boil is a trick I learned many years ago. When making potatoes, the one thing that really bogs you down is extra time boiling. Okay, we're going to take a bunch of cloves off of this and lay them out on a breadboard here. Wow, a lot. What a mess. What a dump. Okay, we're going to throw the remainder of the onions, peels, and garlic peels in the recycling bin, the composting bin. So as you can see, I saved a few more potatoes for another meal. Dr. Meow doesn't like my cooking. He really doesn't. He prefers his own. Some of you are great chefs in your own right, I'm sure. The nice thing about cooking is if you love to cook, it is so much fun. It really is. I never, ever hate cooking. It's, don't worry about the gift. You don't have to send me a gift. All right. We're going to take that other hamjita out of here. That's done. Put it on the table or the plate. Cut it in half, and voila. We've got 2 hamjitas for $1. And if you make this in advance, you can actually take another plate like this and just cover it up like that. And then it creates a flying saucer. Isn't that nice? And if you need to microwave it, what I recommend is putting a little bit of water on the edge, just a touch, not a lot. Cover it up and just steam it for 30 seconds, and you're ready to go again. All right. Meanwhile, let's get started with the garlic. I'm gonna pound these garlics down. You've probably seen me do this before. I just hit it like that. Each clove you hit with a large knife. Prefer to stay away from the blade, because the blade will obviously cut you. And just a little hit with your hand, and you're good to go. What this does is it husks the garlic, so it's really easy to peel. And it breaks open the garlic, so when you do cook, you're ready to go. Yeah, I'm going to start that burner in the back here again on level 3. Take the spatula out of there. We're going to get that thing going. We'll put a little bit more oil in that pan for the hash. This is not a cannabis-based dinner. I hope you realize that. Great. Every time I say the word hash, everyone says, Hey, man, what's going on? I was checking out some of the hash that they're making in my area because recreational marijuana is a popular thing in Washington State now. They've brought in over $1 billion, close to $1.5 billion in sales, and made the state of over $500 million. So it's a pretty good deal considering revenue from alcohol was only $100 million a year. Revenue from pot is more like $500 million. $300 to $500 million, which is quite a big boost for the economy in Washington, which happens to be running in arrears every single year. So much so that they've gone in 8 years, they've gone from $16 billion in debt to $80 billion in debt. Washington State has, just like California. These Democrats don't know what they're doing. They're wasting money left and right. Some people think that your tax dollars are going into the making of the government. No, they're actually borrowing money to run their operations. And every year, they take on more debt. Now, if you were to do that personally, you'd have the bill collector at your door repoing all your everything you have. But the government seems to think they can get away with this, bankrupt our entire country, push us to the brink of disaster, and then go, oh, we didn't know. Okay, I'm not cooking Peruvian food. Hamjitas are not Peruvian. Or maybe they are. I just made up the name. So, okay, so we're going to put a little more oil in that back pan. Another couple teaspoons or whatever. Okay. I'm going to only throw a couple garlic in for starters because garlic is something that can wear down rather quick and carbonize. I'm just going to throw a little of this garlic in there just to get it going. Because I'm going to put a lot of onions in this hash. Onions are the key component. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start with cooking my meat right away. And like I said, you can get this corned beef hash right now at Safeway for $4.29. It has a little thing on the outside to open up your can. And then you start rolling it, you start turning it like this. Gotta make sure it's in the right position. I haven't done this in a long time. Let's try the other way. Got it. So what it does is it pulls the top off. And because it has its own ham oil, you don't need a lot of oil in your pan. There's plenty in the ham itself. Excuse me, when I say ham, I meant corned beef. Excuse me. Very sharp edges. Be careful. Okay, you want to make sure that it drops right out. So you may need a knife to pull it out. There you go. Ba-ba. Ba-ba. And that goes to the recycle bin. That's all metal and highly dangerous. But I'm going to rinse it out so it doesn't stink. But it's pretty much ready to recycle. Okay. Okay, we're turning the potatoes down to stop the potatoes. They can sit in their own heat now. I'm going to rotate this dish. Kind of set it there next to the garlic so it's kind of glazed on one side. It's going to take a while for this thing to open up, so what I'm going to have to do is press down with the spatula and make about a half-inch cut. Then lay it down on the fry pan in the oil and garlic. Now we're at level 3, so you can cover it up and start chopping onions. I would say pepper is a big component in this dish. Throw your onions in on the sides. If you want to put pepper of any sort in here, you can do it toward the end of the cooking cycle. I don't know. I'm not a big pepper guy. I like green pepper, red pepper, but black pepper, I use it as a topical thing on top of the dinner. Always be careful when handling a knife. Professional cooks sometimes blow it and they forget to look at the blade. Always look at the blade, otherwise that blade's going through your hand. Okay, we're all set to cut this onion as well. And I just bisect the onion in half, getting the ends off and any kind of a skin. You don't want to eat the skin. And just go like this. Real simple, fairly large cuts in this dish. There we go. And we'll put those in on the sides of the cooking corned beef. All right. Now I'm going to cry. I got the onion in my eyes. I'm starting to well up. One way to deal with that is to wash your hands and then splash water in your eyes. That's better. A little relief. Always have a clean paper towel to wipe up during the cooking experience. I hope you're enjoying yourself because I am. Don't try this at home with a knife the way I cook. You have to learn to do that. I'm not wearing makeup. Thanks for the tip. I got another tip for you. Hi, I'm David John Garlic Hunt, and I love garlic. I'm going to use the rest of this garlic. I can't see opening up an entire bulb and not cutting it all up. So we're at level 3 on the front here, cooking. Our potatoes are sitting in the hot, steamy water, cooking initially. It's so simple. We're just going to go ahead and flip those corned beef pieces in just a second. Yeah, flip the corned beef in just a second onto the other side. Right now it's cooking on one side. It can brown a little bit, but you don't want to make it brown too much. Otherwise, you've got carbonized corned beef, which is not tasty. I have been anxious to see this new show called Rotten on Netflix. I understand that it will talk you out of going to buffets. And I've had some pretty bad buffet experiences in the past, and I certainly don't want to relive those bad experiences. And I'm thinking of, kind of eliminating buffets almost entirely. But I went to one recently, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. The cook put this out there, called it pineapple beef, and it was carbonized chunks of beef that were inedible. And they put teriyaki all over it with some pineapples. And they called that pineapple beef. And I honestly wouldn't serve that to a dog, although a dog would eat it. But 100 million Americans have type 2 diabetes from eating grains, sugar, and veggies. Really? You can prove that? I don't know. I think eating white flour, GMO white flour, will get you there. I do. But whole grains take longer to digest. I don't believe that study that you're just citing. Okay. Well, no, they don't, actually. And please don't call people by that name. We have a lot of people from China who are watching our show. I'm not eating at Chinese buffets anymore because of the Chinese chicken. The chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. It comes into our country. We don't know what it is anymore. Thanks, Donald Trump. What did we get in exchange for that exactly? Could you spell it out for us, Mr. Trade Master? Master of Trade. We gave away West Virginia to China. We gave away half of Utah to big corporations to do mining. What are we getting out of this? Does anybody know? I have no idea what we got in exchange for doing this. I have no idea. I really don't. That troubles me when our president makes deals that we should never, ever allow without seeing for ourselves it's a good deal. You're right. I'm going to burn that corned beef. I got to flip it. Flipping the corned beef. Perfect. You caught it just in time. This is just-in-time cooking technology. You can take those onions and press them down a little bit. Because right now I'm going to cut up this beautiful green pepper I picked up for $1 at Safeway. The lady was staring at me. She said, that's all you want? I said, yeah, just this. 99 cents. Yep. Now I've seen these I used to get these for 33 cents about 5 years ago. But that's I've seen peppers recently for $4 or $5. So this is for $1. It's grown in Mexico below the radiation level from Fukushima. It's good, yeah. Wash it off so in case there's a little pesticide on there, it's no big deal. So this is really easy to cut. You just take it and just cut the top off like this. Like that. And then pull this whole center section, give it a twist. You can plant that in the garden if you want. That's what I love about green peppers. There's hardly any seeds to deal with. Then pop the top out like that with your thumb. The rest of it's all edible and ready to go. Ta-da, ta-da-ta-da. Isn't it amazing? It slices, it dices, it makes mounds and mounds of green pepper. All right, this is going to be a basic cut, 1/4 inch size, or even 1/2 inch. It could be big chunks for all I care. That's right. Now you can put mushrooms in this dish if you have mushrooms on the side. It's very good. You can put any kind of peppers. I toyed with the idea of celery and carrots in this dish, but I thought, carrots, I'm just going to go with the corned beef with the green pepper. Throw those green peppers in there on top of the corned beef. Throw a 1/4 teaspoon of Italian seasoning on top of this. Just a sprinkle. Cover it up. Now the onions have natural water in them, so I'm going to take it up to 6 and let this thing just start cooking. I've flipped my corned beef over. So we're getting close to finishing up the entire dinner. We have 2 really nice Hamjitas for $1, which won't even be, necessary. You can make a lunch out of that or a pre-dinner. And make an appetizer out of the Hamjitas. I'm a master with knives. Yes, I'm not going to brag about my talent. I think that'd be foolish. Well, and I'm not going to talk about throwing knives because that's a very dangerous thing I wouldn't recommend doing for any of you. So don't become a knife thrower. I know when you're a kid, you want to play with knives. It's dangerous. What's a Hamjita? Well, Jackson, it's a slice of ham with cheddar cheese, onions, grilled onions, nestled in an organic corn wheat tortilla that I picked up at Trader Joe's. Lightly browned on the stove and easily remicrowavable. I have them right here. So this is my flying saucer way of storing them in the refrigerator. If you pre-cook them, you can zap them if you want. I just put a little bit of water, no more than a 1/4 teaspoon in this on the dish, and you can hit a microwave and it'll steam them, and they make them really good. So you can pre-cook these and store them. Okay, so we've got this thing rolling out at level 6. I've got all my garlic sitting here, except for the stuff I put in the base of the pan. And because garlic takes a little bit, cooks a little too, it cooks down quickly. So to get the full benefit of garlic and all of its antibiotic properties, you really want to keep it as fresh as possible, but lightly cooked. So it imbues its taste into the entire meal. And I love garlic, so preferably you want to make sure that the person eating your dinner is not one of these garlic haters. There are a few of them out there. Sarah is definitely an egg hater. Normally I would put eggs in this dish, but she won't eat it if I do. Eggs stretch out the proteins and enhance the overall feeling, but sometimes the eggs aren't fully cooked and it looks kind of like, yeah, right. Now, one thing some people do with hash is they top it off with cheese. It turns out I've got some cheese out here that would be really kind of nice. I'm dicing up the garlic. You can mince it if you want. Doesn't matter. We're there. Okay. My next experience is opening the top and then pushing all the vegetables together, breaking up the corned beef. Here we go. I'm going to throw the garlic on top of this entire meal. A little closer camera action. There we go. They can go crossways with the corned beef and just go like this with the corned beef. Kind of pressing in on the pan. Then take the entire dish and go like that. Now the peppers are fresh. They haven't been cooked yet. Okay. Everything's just starting to saute. Cover back up. Survey says these potatoes are ready to go. Now you can put green peas in this hash if you want to add to it. These potatoes are pre-cooked. They're al dente, but they're not quite overdone. They're going to go right in that pan right now with the water on the side. Drain that water out. So pour it right in there. Put them in there. Cover it up. Press everything down. Give it a spatula cut again. Okay, I'm still running this at level 6 because this is nowhere near done. The corned beef hash goes into the flavoring, and with the level of 6 on an electric range or medium high on a gas range, you're getting a tremendous amount of activity, fusion activity. I'm so loud. I'm sorry. I'll speak lower. The fusion chef in me is coming out right now because the less you lift that cover, the better off you are. All right. Thank you for telling me I was a little loud there. Appreciate it. I don't like walking around Trader Joe's, frankly. I used to sell organic wine, and Trader Joe's muscled me out of a commission of $10,000. So it was a pretty sad day for me when I lost 10 grand. I was a secondary broker dealing with a wine broker who's pulling the commission off the top. And I actually contacted the guy. I said, hey, have you ever considered selling your organic wine to Trader Joe's? And for 6 months, I sold wine for the guy. And for 6 months, I made sure that Trader Joe's was tasting the wine every week. I would drive out to their location in Pasadena, California, and they went through countless bottles testing the wine. I'd call up twice a week. I'd ask them what their impression was. That they kept saying, yeah, we're going to think about the order. And finally they said, yeah, we definitely like this particular brand of wine. I think it was a Pinot Noir, organic. And I said, great. So they wouldn't commit to the purchase order. And then I said, this is ridiculous. And for a couple of weeks there, I thought this order didn't go through. And it was an order for like 100,000 cases. It was unbelievable. It was huge. Anyway, I called the broker and I said, what's going on? He said, well, I need to talk to you, David. He was an Iranian guy. I need to talk to you. We need to talk. My good friend, we need to talk. Not a Pinot Noir. And I managed to find one of my clients, I went into one of my clients, big restaurateur. I said, so I'm ready for your order. He said, oh, we already ordered. The order was taken by phone. What? No, I'm the guy you placed the order with. Oh, no, we worked with another person. So the guy literally, this Iranian guy, he literally called up all my accounts, bypassed cut me out of the Trader Joe's deal. And I met him and he says, David, it's business. I must tell you, it is business. I had to shave the price down, get it down. I had to cut your commission. And I was the guy that did the whole deal. I'm sorry, it's business. No, it wasn't a deal. We had nothing in writing. In this particular instance, when you do these kinds of things, you're really flying by the seat of your pants when making deals like this. No, it's cooking at level 6. I'm about ready to spin it. Here we go. Let's spin it. Okay, we're turning down to level 3. We're taking the spatula, hit the bottoms, otherwise it's going to stick. Spin everything around. Round, round, get around. I get around. Take some water and put it on the base of this dish. Otherwise, you're going to get there it is. You're going to get too much dry. Throw a little water in this whole dish. No more than about 3 or 4 tablespoons. But make sure it's on the bottom of the pan so you don't have to worry about it sticking. Okay. We'll give it a few more spins, and then we're going to top it off with some seasoning. The potatoes are still chunky, and they're perfect. They're done. Beautiful. I'm going to take a couple pieces of cheddar cheese and put it on top of this. But the moral of the story is, in doing business, don't trust Iranians. All right. Thank you. Covering that up with the cheese on it. See that? You can put a little bit more onion powder or garlic powder or Italian seasoning on top. I'm now turning the temperature down to simmer, and it'll be ready to cook and eat in about 15 minutes. All the cheese will be melted on top, so it's perfect to serve. All right? So we finished off both of these dishes in lightning fast speed. We've got our 4 meals for 2 for $1, 4 quarters with fajita, and a beautiful corned beef hash with cheddar cheese on top for a total of $6. Hey, thank you everybody for watching this segment of the show. I want to tell you that if you are looking for good quality ingredients, always shop around and look for the best deal. What's for dessert? Orange juice. Yeah, try to stay healthy. Try not to eat too many heavy sugars. Now, I've got a personal penchant for ice cream, but I told Sarah I'm trying to buy ice cream without genetically modified corn syrup in it. Try to avoid that. And just get a couple teaspoons of ice cream when you eat it, because if you start eating ice cream a lot, that's what's going to push you toward diabetes. Seriously. There's so much sugar in ice cream, so I have to really cut back and not do ice cream the way I'd like to. But it is one of those things you want to avoid, genetically modified corn syrup. All right? Cake has got genetically modified everything in it. Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot for watching. We'll be uploading this tonight. I'm going to go into the other room and start my pre-show. But this has been a wonderful cooking experience. Thanks again. We will see you again on our next show. Take care.